today, I'm actually talking about the negativity bias. So basically the earliest recorded sign of negativity bias is in 3 months old when we're born. So it looks like negativity bias is innate for us. They don't know if it's a genetic predisposition, as in like it's an evolutionary code that's just been passed down, or whether it's learned at a certain point at 3 months. They can't tell, but they can see the evolutionary, like the critical factor that it plays in evolutionary survival. Because negativity is us taking a step back and going, no, I'm going to stop this because there's a risk I may cause some injury or I may die at worst case scenario. The positivity aspect, though, is not as powerful as you might think. Positivity doesn't benefit us in any way, shape, or form in an evolutionary standpoint. It literally just says, yeah, you can take one step forward. You can take one step forward. There is no reinforcement that kicks in on a psychological level for us to change our behavior. It just means keep going. Nothing's going to be a problem here. It comes in when you get rewarded with, say, a donut. That feels good. But we all know the downsides of eating too many donuts, and then you can't stop because you conditioned yourself, and then you realize you have no willpower. So the negativity bias, though, is really powerful, and it plays such a role in our decision-making tree as humans throughout our life, because it's the first thing that we know. It's the first tool that we have to protect ourselves, to save ourselves from injury or death or embarrassment or whatever it is. Because of that reason, it basically filters in everything that we do, everything that we see, and even down to the systems that we trust to look after us, such as our health system. It is negativity bias that just filters all the way through. So with our public health system, it's all negative. It's about avoiding litigation. It's about avoiding this. It's about avoiding that. No one actually looks at the optimistic viewpoint of getting someone better. It's, well, we better avoid that. You go to your GP, let's do a scan because we want to avoid this, avoid this, avoid that. No one has an optimistic viewpoint because it filters all the way from the top down. This system, this flow down, top down effect of negativity bias is actually what's most likely, in my opinion, leading to us having these massive issues with pain and dysfunction and disability globally. I've referenced it many times, like 63% in 30 years. And you'd think that, well, we're so advanced now, we should be seeing that drop. My theory is this negativity bias has filtered and penetrated the decision-making tree at such a high global order that we are just basically drumming ourselves into the ground. And all we need to do is shift our perception, our attitude into a more optimistic standpoint. And it's so important when you're in pain to have that optimism. Because if we're inclined for the negativity, we're going to be more fearful. We're going to fear itself. We're going to avoid activities with the fear of what it's going to cause. The negativity bias will reign through. And then if we go into our health professionals and they're just laying down the negativity, avoid this, that should be fearful, got to get a scan here. We're just killing ourselves through the narrative that we're laying out. So we are instinctively, evolutionarily wired to be negative. It's our job, our role, our duty as health professionals to have a far more optimistic approach in how we treat people to get them to overcome their pain. Because if we don't, we are not going to make a difference on this global burden of disease.